messed up.
How do you say yarrow?
Welcome to How Do You Say Yarrows?
How do you say yarrow? How do you say yarrow?
It'll be all the fun in the world.
Hey, swing bada bada.
How do you say yarrows?
Oh, welcome guys.
So in case you're wondering our lounginess, our lackadaisicalness, we are driving back from Thanksgiving. We are in a tryptophan high, stomach's bulging, sleepy.
Yeah.
It's getting dark out.
We're doing that, the special between fam transit situation.
Oh yeah.
If you guys travel for any types of holidays, just going from one family to the next, letting ourselves digest a little bit. Very excited.
Yep, this is where we're at.
Yep.
But,
and it made us think.
Oh, it made us think.
That we should talk about
the dentist.
Oh, good, because I forgot what we were talking about.
Oh, really?
I totally forgot.
This is something, we both are in dental transition recently.
Oh, my word.
But it is an appropriate time, we think, in the season of all this indulgence of food between Christmas and Thanksgiving to talk about some oral hygiene.
Yeah. Also, just thinking of teeth. Okay, how do you feel about it when people suck their teeth?
What do you mean, suck their teeth?
That sound.
Oh, not please.
I'm going to stop doing it because I don't want you guys to have to listen to that. But that is a horrible thing. And I was listening to a podcast and the person was doing that.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like in between things. I'm not going to make the sound, but because I don't want you to have to deal with it. But in between each sentence, how they they're sucking their teeth and swallowing or something.
Oh,
It's like,
no,
I don't even need to do it.
Yeah.
You can imagine what it is. It's like, say a full sentence and then they swallow and suck their teeth. Anyway, I'd like to know from a dentist whether that's good for your teeth. I wonder if it affects you. Anyway.
I don't think it affects you except for your friends liking you less.
Yeah, maybe. Although some people don't care. Okay, so dentist. What do you look for in a dentist, Adam?
Well, my original thing that I looked for in my dentist was that it was my next door neighbor growing up.
Oh, well, that's amazing.
Yeah, so actually it was great. Yeah, we went to him pretty much until I was in grad school.
Wow.
Just based on it. Great person. What I think is, I do feel like more so than other doctors, I want to have a relationship with my dentist. So I do feel like that, weirdly enough, that's a person I'm invested in. Because I value my teeth, and by the time something's actually wrong, it's too late.
Yeah.
It becomes yet again, I haven't had major dental issues. I've seen it with others, but when it happens, it's revving up quickly.
Yeah, it's painful.
So I think I would look for somebody that, okay, you are a little bit proactive. I'm not worried about I've only had one cavity. I don't need to wait till it's bad.
At 30, you've only had one cavity?
Only one?
That's insane, Adam.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about waiting until it's bad to get fixed up. Let's take care of this. So
yeah.
I think for me, somebody that's proactive is very, very huge of clean this out. The other area is, my second dentist in life is just a dentist in life is just retiring, which is terrible. But he also had this funky pumice, as he would call it, that he used with the thing to clean some gunk between my teeth that I just can't get out no matter what I did. I worked so hard of it's just stained on there. Yeah. So that he didn't charge extra for it, and it's kind of nice. I felt appreciated by that.
A little extra love.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a difference of this person's willing to go a little bit extra of a mile of okay, that's what I appreciate that. You know me, I know you. What up?
That's a good point.
What are you looking for in a dentist here?
Well, I really care about, I think I could narrow it down to two things too. I do care a lot about, for all doctors, I think this is all doctors that I have to go to, I usually have a fair amount of questions.
Oh, yeah.
So, and some of them are might be because I have maybe I have a pain or a problem or whatever, and I just want to I want to ask, do you have any idea why it's happening? Do you know, what it could cause or whatever? And so I want some information about something specific, of course. But often what it'll be is, even if I'm having no problems, if I get an opportunity to go see a doctor of some kind, I usually have questions just about the mechanics of something, or I'm just curious, I like to learn from them. I will say it's not like I'm going home and researching it or anything, but while I'm spending time with them, I like them to kind of inform me of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I like learning about that, and then I really like them giving me maybe tips or whatever, to help in the future, but telling me why. I like to know why are you saying do this or that,
Yep.
you know? So the recent dentist that I have that my brother found, really awesome, and the whole time they were totally giving me knowledge. You know, they were
Yeah.
explaining what they were cleaning, and they were explaining why they thought, like, you know, why there was plaque buildup in this particular area, and the mechanics of, like, my mouth specifically, and why this would cause that. And they were talking about, well, these are the different ways you could use it, and, you know, these are the different products you'd want to consider X, Y, and Z. So just kind of spontaneously actually giving me a lot of, like, information that I just
Yeah.
think is super valuable and fun. Like, I just enjoy learning about that stuff.
Sure.
So that's one thing. I think I love, you know, I struggle with the doctor who, you know, they're trying to really rush you out, and I appreciate their time is very limited. So even if you're you have to move quickly, still I appreciate if you answer my questions. Like, even if you can't sit with me a long time, totally understand. But, you know, not answering the questions, that's definitely frustrating for me.
Yeah. No.
Or acting like the questions aren't important.
I can
So.
testify that this is very, like, a doctor that rushes Gabby through something, not appreciated.
And I don't like that. I don't like that.
Well, and, you know, I very much actually agree with you in this, too, of, like, not in a way to be real, but, okay, you know, I'm paying for this service. And not trying to be, like, or, like, I know everything, but, like, I think it's, and, you know, I think there's a way of, like, okay, I can't abuse time with it. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But there is also a very real part of, like, okay, with a doctor of, my insurance is paying for this. I'm there, or I'm paying in cash, whatever you want to do.
Right.
And it's like, this is not a cheap visit here.
Right.
Like, if I want to ask 3 questions, and, you know, and it's my health. Like,
yeah, like, and I respect their time, and maybe I waited. Like, hey, if I have to wait a doctor's appointment, I know, I bring a book. Like, I get it. You wait there, right? But in my job, like, I can't sprint through, like, you know, a meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not respectful to who you're with. So, you know, definitely with a dentist in particular, but it does cross over for all doctors. It's valuable to me if they kind of take their time and they give me some information while they're doing it. I would say the other thing I really care about with the dentist, there's, like, with the pain at a dentist, I have a low pain tolerance, I guess. And I definitely, like, the pain can be so bad that, like, at one point I went to a place and I was weeping in the chair. And they just didn't stop. They just kept going, you know? And I just figured this is what I had to deal with. I'm, like, clenching my whole body. I'm weeping, you know?
Yeah.
I'm saying sorry to them, which is ridiculous, you know, right? And, you know, then at one point I told whoever, my parents or something, and they were like, well, they can't do that to you. Why are you doing that, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better. At that point, I'd always been at the child's dentist, and they had never, you know, done anything like that. So then I learned, you can actually ask for them to, like, use some, like, numbing agents, you know, be more gentle, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I care a lot about all the things you said, like a proactive, good cleaning. Like, I still want all that to happen, but, like, the pain can be so intense that I really, really care about someone who is going to either look at the chart, or when I tell them, like, hey, I can be really sensitive, they're not gonna kind of, like, you know, that look that they're like, oh, wow, okay. You know, I'm like, I want to be a good patient so badly, but I can't control the pain, you know? And so someone who just takes that seriously and at the outset, like, really, like, use the right materials, you know, don't cheap out on the materials, and then they're very responsive. And I've had this with many dentists, that they're, not many, but a couple amazing ones, and they're very responsive. Like, they see you wincing, you know, and I'm trying to just hold it in, but they're like, okay, that's hurting, okay, let me adjust my technique. I mean, obviously that's very talented to be able to do that, and kind of noticing all those things. So that's just, like, gold to me.
No, I agree.
That they can do that.
Yeah, I think, like, I might have a little bit higher pain tolerance.
I think you definitely do.
Sure, but nobody likes being in pain at the dentist. It's very uncomfortable. So, but, you know, I think the thing I value is, like, if I'm in pain, this better be clean and solved. Like, I'm willing to trade, because it's like, okay, it is good to have, like, this nice and clean, but it's like, it better be good.
See, that's the thing. Some pains, though, I can't just grin them. I can't just get through it. Like, the nerve, when it hits like, stuff like that,
it's
you
like, just hit the right nerve.
Oh my gosh, you know, you just
there's nothing that you can do to solve this.
I can't sit through that. So, a dentist, because and now that I'm older, and, like, you know, I'm sure there's, like, you know, receding, whatever, gum lines and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, I get nervous going to the dentist.
Oh, it's not a place.
Do you get nervous going to the dentist?
No, not really.
You don't?
No.
I used to love the dentist.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, I loved it. I wanted to be a dentist when I grew up. Actually, I wanted to be a dental hygienist, because I think that's so cool. cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could go in there and clean my own teeth, like, and see
Oh.
everything and use the tools.
Yeah, man,
I wish I
you'd
could
be
do
great
that.
at
I would
it.
love to do that. But yeah, because I had all the braces, the headgear, and I thought all that stuff was fascinating, and they were really nice, and I loved all that.
Uh-huh.
But when I graduated to the adult dentist and for the cleanings and stuff, that's when I started, having the pains and the crying and now, and still,
baby
even though
Gabby.
now I've been at the good kind of dentist for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and I still, I had to do my breathing. I'm
Yep.
praying the whole time I'm at the dentist.
wow.
Yeah, I'm praying the whole time. My body, the last time I went to the dentist, and they were great, but I guess my whole body was so clenched the whole time, and I was praying so much. At the end, I was actually dizzy when I got up from the chair, because I was so you're kind of prepped for battle,
Yeah, I get that.
But it went great. But I still you get nervous because you don't know what's going on.
It's all kinds of crazy things you
don't know
can't
what's gonna
control in
happen. Yeah,
there.
you can't control it.
Yeah, and it's also there's a higher level, I think, of trust too with it. Because if a dentist says something's wrong, if it's not, and it's not hurting, it's really hard to understand it, and you have to do it. Because it's okay, your eyesight's not good. It doesn't take a genius to figure out, the eye doctor's not lying to me about
Right.
this. Or my ankle hurts, I have a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
Okay, granted, maybe you can tell me whatever it is, but I'm okay, I know I'm hurt.
Yeah.
But okay, my cavity that I had last time didn't hurt really yet.
Right.
I could tell when he plucked it, it was the the metal thing was sticking in it, so I could tell it was fading.
Yeah.
But okay, if I hadn't seen that, I have no idea to know if he's lying to me and just trying to be.
You're right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm you tell me I need this. There's no way for me to
Yeah.
aside from
You're showing me a picture, but I don't really know. But that's the thing. I love when they explain it because, I just love that. I appreciate the explanations, the pictures, and that's the other thing with a dentist too. It's other things you could trick yourself that I could fix this. If you go to a dermatologist, even again, I love learning about it, but
oh, she loves the dermatologist.
you could think I can find the magic serum and I'm going to fix my skin or whatever, right?
Yep.
But a dentist, that is one thing I know. I cannot do this.
Yep.
I fully need you to be able to use your expertise and help me because this is not, I cannot fix any of it.
It's a very surrender. Yeah. I
Yeah.
cannot drill on my own teeth.
Can't do it.
Same way I feel that about eyes too. There's
Yeah.
nothing wait, what do you mean? I can't make my own glasses.
Right.
I can't
You
do
can
laser.
see my nerve? Great. I can't see my nerve.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do this.
I might be able to see into my eye, but that means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I think those are the key things about a dentist. But, the other thing is, I think, if you have to shop around for a right dentist, do it because there are really good dentists out there.
Yo.
I've done it where I've just stayed at the same place because it's just easier. They have your insurance, whatever. But then you're being tortured every 2 times a year or whatever.
Yeah, no, get the right
change
dentist.
dentists. My goodness.
Oh yeah. You get the right dentist, find the right hub, get to the place.
Find the right hope.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness.
But those are some of our thoughts about dentists.
Now, I have one other question about a
what you
dentist.
thinking?
Okay, so do you have any good strategies? Now I know you don't get as nervous at a dentist, but any good strategies for helping get through a dental appointment? Do you need any good strategies?
I grip this side of the armrest really hard.
Oh, you do?
That's about.
Yeah, I like those armrests.
It's one of those I'm not fearful of going, but when I'm in there, I'm okay, you're plucking around with that little scalpel thing. I'm not fearful of this, but I also know I've been in pain from that thing.
Yeah.
So it's okay, I want to have I don't want to jerk if I'm in the chair and okay, because once it's going, I want to be going here.
Good call, yeah.
So I have some I'm either gripping my arm or leg or the armrest, so it's hey, if I'm in pain, I'm not going to cause this scene because I just want to keep this going.
Oh my gosh, Adam, that's so interesting. I never thought of it, but what I do is I grip my 2 hands together.
Yep.
And I press, with one hand I squeeze really hard, the other hand.
Yeah.
And I think, and I know I've done it because I want to focus my feeling on there instead of what's happening in my mouth. So I squeeze really hard when I'm nervous or whatever, I'll squeeze. And actually the most recent dentist I went to, they gave me a tip. Okay, so when they were actually putting the needle in for the anesthesia I was getting cavities filled, they told me to wiggle my toes while they did the needle. So not viciously, obviously stay still, but
That's
they told
interesting.
me, they told me wiggle my toes while they're doing the needle, and it's something sensory or whatever that helps you because the needle does hurt, it's
of
very
course.
tiny thin and everything, but they said it helps you with that pain, and then they told me when it was happening, they told me all that, but they had me wiggle my toes when that needle was going in. It did help. It did.
That's fascinating.
I know. That's very interesting.
I would have never thought of that.
I know. And then I know other people have listened to music, and dentists have told me before that I can do that. My problem with listening to music, I haven't been able to do it during the dental, even though I love music and it does help calm me down. Do you know my problem with it?
No, what?
I'm afraid that, like, what if I won't hear them? Like, what if an emergency happens
gosh.
and they need to tell me, like, quick, do this, or you know, something happened.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
Even though I would love to escape into my music, I feel like I need to be semi-aware.
I
and,
get
like,
that. I think
you
that's
know,
pretty-
in case something happens and I need to be available.
I
You know?
think that's very reasonable.
Yeah. Okay, final question.
Yep.
Do you keep your eyes open while you're in the chair, the dentist chair, while they're doing the
Yes,
cleaning?
I think I usually do.
Where do you look?
I just look up.
At them? Do you make eye contact with them?
No. I'm not making eye contact. Just like I stare at the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I close my eyes the whole time.
Okay, that's nice. That makes sense.
Yeah. I would love to see what's happening, but I know I can't. I'm also a little afraid that my own stuff from my mouth is gonna flink into my eye.
Oh.
So I keep my eyes closed.
I think very reasonable claims.
I love it. All right.
Well, thanks for checking out our dentist podcast.
Yeah.
If you're a dentist,
Oh,
email us. Let us know the best techniques.
Yes,
we
please.
would love to interview you.
Oh.
We could we can't give you anything. But we do have some feisty stickers we recently made.
that's right.
And we could pay you one of those.
we could stick it. We could give
And we'll
you some
cover
stickers.
shipping.
That's right.
A stamp. That's it's like a $1.50 in value.
That's right. To all
Well,
you dentists out there,
yeah,
happy cleaning
Only dentists. Send proof.
or fixing. Send proof.
Yeah. I don't want to. We're not talking to any wannabe dentists here. If you're in residency as a dentist, you count for the
Okay.
record.
Okay.
But high school students do not apply.
Okay.
Nor college. You got to be in med school. You can email us at howdoyousayyaris@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And follow me at Adam Yaris at Adam Yaris. See ya.
Bye.